Hi, and welcome to Lifted Stronger. This is your lower body workout. Today, we need a few different things. So, first of all, a booty band or a mini band. We just need it for our warm up. We're also going to need a couple of sets of dumbbells. Today, I'm using 15s and 20s. However, if I was doing this as my own workout and not as a recording, I would probably use anywhere from 20s all the way up to maybe a 50. So don't be afraid to go heavier than what I'm using today. I need lighter weights when I record because I can't go full throttle and talk to you. So feel free to go with heavier weights. We are going to be doing things like deadlifts, different squats, some lunges. So just have a little bit of a range if they're available to you. And then I'm also going to be using a block, just like a yoga block. So if you have one available, use it. If not, we basically need it for Bulgarian split squats. So we need to elevate the back leg. If you don't have that, you could always use like the back of or the handle of a dumbbell. So that's going to give you some height. You can use a table, a chair, stairs, basically anything that's going to give you a little bit of height for that Bulgarian split squat. Other than that, that's it. Oh, we need it for the beginning too, but I'm gonna actually do mine with dumbbells. So you have options. I'll talk you through it. Okay, so that's it. So let's get into our warm up. First and foremost, we're gonna have a band that goes around our thighs just about an inch or two above our knees. And all we're going to do is take a nice wide stance. You're gonna squat and you're gonna come into an abduction. So we're going to expand the knees and then bring them back. We're going to be there for about 30 seconds and then we are going to switch up that move a little bit, but I'll talk you through that when we get there. So bands on, let's get through our activation warm up. Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're going to go squat, abduction, in and back up. Squat, expand, in, back up. So we're just trying to warm up the glutes and the legs a little bit here. Good. Down, open, in, and back. Keep going. Technical things while we always record from home, so you get a nice close up here. Perfect. There we go. Down, open, in, and up. Let's do 2 more. Good. We're going to find ourselves down on the floor right here. So coming down onto the floor in a bear position. So that has our knees just floating about an inch off the mat. We go and walk in and out in 3, 2, 1. So lift the knees, step back into a plank, back into bear. Try to alternate sides every single time you step back. So leading with one side and then the other. Good. So we're just trying to activate the quads here a little bit. Upper body, core, still getting a little bit of activation. Good. 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees to the floor. We're going to go into hydrants on one side. So we're just going to open one leg to the side. So holding nice and steady here. Hydrant and back. So I'm opening my leg wide to the side and controlling that lower on the way down. Just one side for now. Good. Just trying to look a little bit ahead on the mat. We don't need to know what our knees are doing. We know where they're moving right now. Let's do one more. Good. Get ourselves situated. Other side. Let's go. So those are the 4 activation movements here. We're going to go through them one more time. And then we get to ditch the band for a little bit. And we're going to get into our workout. Good, so just open and close. We want to open as high as our hip shape will allow us to, so not overextending or moving the hip points away. Good, they should be facing the floor the whole time. And done. Amazing. We're going to come back up to standing, and we go into those squats and abductions One more time, let's go. So squat, expand, in and up. Good. Amazing. Just trying to get everything warmed up and ready to go. Heart rate included. Good. Expand and stand. So it's 30 seconds a movement, and we just go through it twice. So just a quick activation to make sure we're ready to go. Last one. Good. We're gonna come down to the floor for those bear crawls. Let's do it. So we start in that bear. We go into plank, back into bear, and then switching your lead side. Good. Trying to hold your low belly up and in. Amazing. Good. Knees are just floating on the floor. Whew. Good, good, good. 3, 2, 1. Rest the knees. And we're going to go into those hydrants. Last time. Open and then close. Good. Getting a little bit breathy, but nothing that's not manageable. So we really want to try to keep our hip points, the bony parts of our hips, facing the floor the whole time. Good. Last one. And other side. Open. Slowly lower that leg. You're controlling the lower, and that's where that strength portion comes in. Good. So you're going to bring it up to the highest point that you can go without changing shape. And then control that lower. Good, just a few more. Last one. And down. Okay, so you're gonna take that band off. You can ditch it over to one side. And we're gonna get into our workout here. So we have 7 movements, although a few of them are single-sided, so it's actually more like 5, okay? We'll call it 7. Okay, first move is a heels high goblet squat. So what I actually prefer to do is take 2 dumbbells and then set them up side by side and put my heels on top of those dumbbells. If that's not a possibility for you, then I would take my block and I would set my heels up on those, okay? Either one is fine. I'm gonna use my dumbbells because it's just more comfortable for me. Either way is fine, as long as you can prop up your heels so that you're really on the balls of your feet and your toes. For this one, that's all you need, okay? One heavy dumbbell in hand. So you're gonna have your dumbbell in hand. You're gonna be holding it in a goblet position, heels nice and high, and then you're gonna come down into that squat, pressing up through the glutes, the thighs, and through the heels to come back up, okay? We're gonna go for 8 to 12 reps as usual in this workout. So do your own counting. I'm just here to guide you through, and we're gonna get started. So grab one heavy dumbbell. Here we go. I can turn my timer off. All right, here we go. We're gonna hold that dumbbell just like a goblet here. Heels are nice and high, feet are somewhat close together, as close as I can get them. We're gonna get ready to go. Let's do it. First reps in. So we wanna push right through. You might find that you can get a little bit lower in these squats because your heels are raised. That's great. Slow and steady here, okay? We want to try to keep our knees in the same direction as our toes, so not closing in or going wider. And you'll feel your quads kick on. That's part of the joy of a heel elevated exercise. Good, 8 to 12 reps, take it at your speed. Awesome job. Good. Okay, that's great. So when you're done that one, we are gonna move into our second and third moves, which is a Bulgarian split squat. If you have a bench at home, this is a great opportunity to use it. But again, you can use a chair, a table. I've seen people use, like, if you have a bike at home, a stationary bike, an exercise bike, you can put your foot on the back of that. I will say anything that's stable, you can put your foot up. That's what we're going for. I'm gonna use a block, but you could also use a weight, okay? If you were gonna use a weight, you would put the or the ball of your foot on one weight, and your other foot is gonna come forward, and that just gives you a little bit of extra space in the back to get lower than you would in a regular lunge. If for whatever reason, a regular or a Bulgarian split squat does not feel good for you, then you can just do a regular lunge, okay? A stationary lunge, which would be right here, right? So we're just coming up and down in a stationary lunge, just like we did in lifted foundations. Okay, so I've got one foot on that block. I'm gonna step forward. I have two weights in hands. I feel brave. We're gonna go for 8 to 12 reps. Here we go. Down, press up through that front leg. Whew. Slow and steady. I really want a lot of this focus to be in that front heel. So as I come down, I want to try to get that knee as close to the floor as possible. If your leg or your foot is elevated on something higher than a block, that's going to be harder to do. Sometimes I stack two blocks, one on top of the other, for that extra height. Good. Finish your reps. Take a little breather. I'm just going to move this block over because we're just going to do the other side. Whew, Bulgarian split squats. They get me every single time. Okay, don't be afraid of them though. They're so good for you. Okay, here we go. Grabbing my weights, getting myself balanced, and we go down. Here we go, other side. That's it. If you're watching this video and it's going by too fast for you, maybe you need extra rest time because you're going really heavy with your weights, or this is just a newer move for you, press pause, take the time you need. As always, I recommend you watch the videos for the first week or two, and then you can usually follow the workout on your own using the progress tracker. Good. Just a few more. Get to your 8 to 12, whatever it is that you're aiming for today. Good. Weights down, rest. Okay, those are the first three done. Water, towel, whatever you need. Up next, we have deadlifts. So you work with as heavy as you can. We are going to focus on pushing our bum back to the wall behind us rather than how low we can get weights. So quick difference, if I focused on how low my weights can get, what happens is my back is rounding. I've taken out a lot of the work from my glutes and my hamstrings, and now I'm putting it into my back. If I focus on how far back I can push my bum as I hinge, I might only get down to about my knees or maybe just below them, but all that work stays exactly where we want it. Okay? Two weights in hand. We're gonna go for those 8 to 12 reps. Deadlifts, let's do it. So the weight stays close to your legs as possible. I like to even drag mine down, and then I press through my heels to come to standing. And what that does, it actually turns my glutes on even more. So it helps me come to that standing position. Good, and we get that glute activation of what we're looking for here with our hamstrings as well. Slow and steady. There's never a rush here in these workouts. We're going after strength and not calorie burn. That's not the goal for these workouts. It's not how many calories we can burn, it's how much we can lift, right? Finish your reps. Good. By now you should start to feel your glutes and your hamstrings really turn on. I wanted to also work inner and outer thighs. So this is where I would grab a very heavy weight. If I was doing this workout on my own, this is where I grab my 50-pound weight, okay? So one dumbbell. I'm going to have it go between my feet. We did this move in lifted foundations. So I have my heels in, toes turned out just a little bit. And we're gonna go into those 3/4 sumo squats. So we were doing sumo squats before. This time, we're gonna come down, we're gonna grab that weight, but we're only gonna come up about 3/4 of the way. So I'm activating my inner outer thighs and all the other lower body muscles to stay in that work the entire time. 8 to 12 reps, here we go. Let's get it. So we come down, 3/4 of the way. Come down as low as you can. And then only come up 3/4. So we are never letting go of that muscle activation. Inner outer thighs should be screaming at this point. Good. My chest is going to stay relatively high. Good. 8 to 12 reps. Get them done. Amazing. Great. Okay, we've got 2 more moves left. It's a single side and a single side, okay? So I'm gonna grab my slightly lighter weights here, and we're gonna go into a curtsy lunge, and it's stationary. So instead of swapping sides, we're gonna do one side first. So 1 foot forward, then we're gonna take that other foot, cross it over the midline of the body, and then we're gonna come down into a curtsy lunge, okay? So we come down and up. One thing that I think really helps is when we think about pulling our shins back and making sure our chest is nice and broad, I'm gonna rack my weights on my shoulders, and then I'm gonna come down and up. Okay, we ready? 8 to 12 reps on one side, we rest the other side, and then that's one full set. Here we go. Grab those weights. You can hold them by your side or up on your shoulders. It's whatever feels better for you. I've crossed my leg over the midline of the body, and now I'm gonna pull myself back here. Core turns on, and we go down. Again, slow and steady. As you come up, think about squeezing the inner thighs together. Good. My back heel is lifted, and I'm really pushing through that front heel. The whole foot's on the floor for the front foot, but I like that heel really digging in. Great job. Just a few more. Finish your 8 to 12, and then rest. Good. Amazing. Okay, we're gonna go do that other side. I'm gonna jump right in. All right, here we go. Cross over the other side. Try not to kick my plant. And we're coming down and back up. Good. My core has to stay on here because I'm also trying to balance in this curtsy lunge, right? Legs are crossing over the midline. So a lot of things are working here. Good. Just a few more. If you're flying through this, you probably need heavier weights, okay? Whew, okay, that's one set. First set is always a little bit slower in these videos because I am walking you through every single one. These next 2 sets Gonna go a little quicker. All right. Whew. Great. We're gonna start from the top. We're gonna go into those heels elevated goblet squats. I've already set up my weights here so I can put my feet up onto them. I'm gonna grab my heavier weight. Heels nice and high. So I'm on the balls of my feet and my toes. I'm well balanced here. Weight comes up to that goblet hold and we get started. Let's go. Down, press right up through the heels. Good. Don't be afraid to go heavy here. For this one, I think I am doing 35 to 40 pounds in my own workout. Right now I'm holding a 20 and there's a big difference. I'm definitely breathy here, but when I'm holding that heavier weight, I can feel my whole legs and my glutes, all of it, working super hard and really challenging that. Good, I'm gonna go one more. Awesome. Okay. We are gonna get into those Bulgarian split squats. So weights come forward. My block is already on one side, so we'll just start there. Make it easy here. Easier on myself. If these are too much with weights, try it with one weight in the same hand as the leg that's back, or you can also go body weight. If you're not ready for Bulgarian split squats with dumbbells, start to back away from that and try with one, try with lighter, try with none, and see how you build up to them, okay? Here we go. Whew. Grabbing those weights, 8 to 12 reps, let's go. Hopefully you are tracking your reps and the weights used in the progress tracker. That's probably the most important part of these programs because you will never remember what weights you're using. I promise you from week to week. You think you will, you won't. There's too many other things going on up there, right? It's also a great way to look back and see like, oh, I started with 10 pounds and now I'm up to 20. And that was in 3 or 4 weeks. Good. Finish your reps. Weights down, have a little rest. Push that block over if that's what you're using. Whew. So good. Okay. We switch feet. Grab those weights. Off we go. Good. I think in lifted foundations, I feel like I started heavy, but I was really shocked to see how much I progressed through those workouts. When I started to do these 4 workouts every single week, I didn't get bored like I thought maybe I would. It was just so nice knowing what was coming up. Good. Couple more reps. Good. When you're done, little break before we get into our deadlifts, okay? Whew. Amazing. Okay, that's the thing about lower body. You'll always get breathy. I love that. Okay, here we go. Deadlifts. We're gonna push our bum behind and then use our heels to press up, squeezing our glutes, thighs, all of it, okay? Let's do it. Grab those weights. We push back and then come up. My chest is broad. I'm lifting these weights, but I'm not reaching with them, okay? Bum goes right back behind. How far back can you push your butt to whatever's behind you? Right now it's my windows. Blinds are closed. Good. Whew. Also, when we come up from a deadlift, one thing we don't want to do is press forward okay? So when people say squeeze your bum on the top of that deadlift, it's till about here. We never want to do any kind of thrust forward. Finish your reps. Good. Okay. Amazing. When you're ready, we get our heaviest weight. This one should be the heaviest weight you use all day, okay? We're using both hands to lift it, so we have extra support there. And we are using our huge, huge lower body muscles to help us with that power. So don't shy away from a big heavy weight here. Even if you can do 3 or 4 reps and then you have to switch weights out a little bit, do it, okay? That's how we start to move up in our weights, okay? Here we go. Both hands on, getting the right foot placement. I'm actually gonna do it this way so I can show you where my chest is going the entire time, okay? So we bend down, we pick up that weight, only come up about 3/4. So this lift and lower is only happening at my knees and at my hips. My upper body is staying totally still, okay? So it's not a sumo deadlift where we would push this back and come down. It's a sumo squat. My knees are still following the same direction as my toes. Only coming up about 3/4. Keeping those muscles activated the entire time. 8 to 12 reps, as usual. Good. Finish your reps. Whew. That's great. Okay, we just have our curtsies to do. And then we get into our final set. Feels good. Okay, so we're gonna cross over one leg, cross it over the midline of the body. I'm gonna rack my weights up. Let's get right to work. Here we go. So crossing it over and then pulling the shins back. That's gonna keep you from going too far forward, okay? So think about pulling those shins back, core turns on, elbows nice and wide. Try to get as low as you can. Really going through that knee in the back, trying to get it as low as you can to the floor. Good. If for whatever reason, curtsy lunges don't speak to you, maybe there's some knee issues there, then you can do regular squats. That's not a problem. Good. Finish your 8 to 12. Awesome. Just gonna leave my weights racked up here. If I was doing this with heavier weights, I don't think I would be able to do that. So don't feel like you need to, okay? Other side coming up. Cross over, pull back, core on, and we go. Good. So because we're really unbalanced here, the upper body is gonna wanna lean one way or the other. Your job is to turn your core on and stay upright and straight and steady the whole time. Good. Can you get that back knee a little bit lower? Good. Finish your reps. Amazing. Second set. All done. Okay. Water, towel, whatever we need. I'd rather you take a little bit of extra rest in between sets so you can come back full throttle. Final set here. Whew. Okay, there's that heart rate. Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's mine's at about 122, 124. So that's what lower body typically does for me. So don't let anyone tell you you can't get your heart rate up with just strength training. Have them do this lower body and then come and talk to me. Okay, you ready? Third set, grab a heavy weight. We're going into heels elevated goblet squat. Okay, weight up. Let's go. We come down, Press up, activate those glutes. You should be feeling them now. Good. Whew. All right, full disclosure, I did record another lower body for this program. And then I did it this past weekend just to double check it because I had a really hard time filming it. It was really challenging. And when I finished, I was like completely depleted to the point where I just could not do anymore. I could barely do the finisher. So I said, whew, there we go. I said, this is not what we need out of this program. So I rewrote it a little bit, made some tweaks here and there, and this is exactly what we wanted it to be. A manageable lower body day that is still very challenging if you're choosing the right weights. So let me know what you think when you're in it, okay? Bulgarian split squats. I'm gonna pick up my weights. Actually, I'm gonna put my foot on the block first and then have a nice big step forward. All right, when you're ready, let's get these done. There. Good. Amazing. So you want to be really struggling through those final like 3 to 4 reps in each set, really. You will feel it more in the third. You can probably hear my breath has increased over each set. Good. This is normal. This is what we want, right? Good. Finish your reps. If you're still working and I move on to the next one, don't stress, okay? There's a pause button if you need it. And like I said, doing your own workout while just following the tracker might feel better for you too, okay? All right, other side. When you're ready, here we go. Down, back up. So I really want to try to focus on that back knee, coming as close to the floor as possible. Big deep breaths here. Pushing through that front heel. Good. Whew. Third round always gets me. Just a few more. Great job. Okay, 3 down, 4 to go. We've got this. This is not an issue. We feel good. We're strong. All right. We're gonna go into our deadlifts. We feel ready. Here we go. Picking up those weights. Pushing that butt back. Good. Really letting the weights slide down your legs rather than out, okay? So this is what I mean. I'm sliding my weights down and up rather than out and away. Out and away is gonna put so much strain on your back. You do not want that. If you're sliding these weights down and back up and you're still feeling some back discomfort, bring the weights over to the side, especially when we start using much heavier weights in our deadlifts. Okay. Finish your reps. Whew. Wow, okay. Here we go. This workout is much more manageable than the one I had originally recorded. I was wondering why I was struggling so hard during that recording, and then I was like, I might need to re-record because I'm pretty sure I was like barely talking all the way through because I was so breathy. Let's go 3/4 sumo squats right into it. And then I did it for myself with my weights downstairs in my gym. Forget it. We don't need to feel like we're failing in it. It was tough. Good. Squeeze to come up. We are almost done. Last time through these exercises. Finish your reps. Don't shortchange yourself. Good, 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 good. Amazing. Finish out strong. We just have our curtsies left. That's it. All right. Amazing. All right, here we go. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot across that midline, pull back, core on. Let's go. Into that stationary curtsy. Squeeze the inner thighs together to come up. Push through that front foot. Good, core is on, keeping you balanced. If you find yourself swaying a lot and fighting it, maybe the weight's too heavy. Or maybe it's the third set and you're just really tired. Good. Yes. Amazing. Switch legs when you're ready. You can take a break in between as well. That's not an issue. We're gonna come down and back up. I'm on my other side now. Good. Okay, almost there. Slow it all down. If you find yourself rushing through, give yourself that reminder. Slow it down. Good. Okay. We do have finisher. It's 1 minute. It's not so bad. All you need is one weight. Okay, one weight and a wall. It's a 1 minute wall sit. You can do this with your weight. You can add your band. I'll get my band. Okay, you can add your band. You can do this body weight. It is totally up to you. Maybe you start with just your body weight, and then maybe in week 2 or 3, you add your band, and then maybe in week 4 or 5, you add a weight on. There's so many ways to go about this, okay? So we are gonna come into that wall sit. I want my hips to be just above my knees. I'm gonna use the band. I'm going to try to sit with my knees separated a little bit and a 20-pound weight on my legs. My upper back, I'm already in this wall sit. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. My upper back is flush against the wall. I'm pulling my low belly in, using my core strength here to stay nice and solid. Legs are already shaking. We're fine though. It's fine. It's all fine. I'm going to push through my heels and I'm turning on my glutes, my hamstrings, my quads. It's all working. A nice isometric hold to finish off leg day. We're over halfway. This is a good thing. This is where you need to start thinking about something else completely. My favorite to go to is always my grocery list. What do I need? What do I have to get at the store? What do I need to order off Amazon? Stay with me. We're so close. 3, 2, and 1. If that was ridiculously easy for you, good for you. But you can always go a little bit longer, maybe adding 15-minute increments. 15-minute, don't do that. 15-second increments would be a helpful way to go. All right, mini cool down stretch, but please take time to stretch much longer than what we're going to do here together. We're going to start with the quads. So you're just going to lift one leg up. I cannot reach my leg today. One leg up, pull the heel in, and then tilt the pelvis forward so you get that quad stretch. Amazing. This is probably like my 3rd leg day in 3 days. So probably why I can't reach my foot right now. Let's try on this side. Yep, much better. All right, other side, there we go. Just getting that quad stretch. Trying to get our breath back to normal. We're just going to open the feet up, come into a nice wide squat, and then shift side to side. This is my favorite stretch. I do this after every class. I teach in person, usually online as well. It just helps to open up the hips, stretch out the hamstrings a little bit. Good. All right, coming back up, one last stretch. Just like in a deadlift, we're gonna push the bum back, and then we're gonna forward fold. So we're gonna go much lower than we would in a deadlift, but I'm pushing my bum back and up. And by doing that, right? So bum back and up and a forward fold. So by doing this and pushing that up direction, I really get a good stretch through the glutes and the hamstrings, which is exactly what we need right now. Let your head hang heavy, arms heavy. And when you're ready, gently roll up. Roll up the shoulders. They did some work today too. They were holding heavy weights. You did such an amazing job today. I'm so sweaty. I hope you enjoyed leg day, and I will see you next time.